Skye Nicholson, a dominant performance over Mariah Turner down here in Melbourne. It's the morning after, just chilling at the airport. So I just thought I'd give my thoughts on the fight and where I see Skye Nicolson going from here. So it was a clinical performance from Skye. She really used that amateur pedigree. She does cop criticism for, that hawk and lead off, but I thought her defensive evasiveness was pretty impressive, to be honest. I'm not too much of a fan of that style in the pros, but I thought that, for what she does it really, really well. So, headlining a show down here, live on Fox Sports, KO Sports, Matchroom Boxing's first partnership with KO Sports in their new deal. I thought it was a good night of fights. So for Skye Nicolson, she does set up that potential showdown with Ellie Scottney. She also mentioned Amanda Serrano in there as well. We'll see what happens if Scottney. Does she go up? Does she vacate the belts? Anyway, big things coming for Skye Nicolson. So, speaks well, looks the part, looks good, fights good. She's got what it takes to, if she isn't already, become a big star in the sport, which she is, particularly overseas. She's massive. So, Tera Moana, a stunning knockout over Bowie Tupu, but let's face it, that fight shouldn't have taken place. But Tera Moana just keeps doing what he does. And as Eddie Hearn and Frank Smith said multiple times this week, perhaps Tera Moana is just that good. Because these sort of fighters make make them look like that, That's what good fighters should do. But that was a scary KO. Then we had Jake Wiley and Miles Zaluski. That was a wild fight. Never seen anything like that. That was crazy. Jake Wiley was out on his feet at one point after knocking down Zaluski, hurt himself, comes back, stops the fight. That was wild. But a fight of the year contender, Ben Hussein, Andrew Hunt. Andrew Hunt sort of come on the scene about 6-7 years ago now, and he was a big prospect then, but he's back now. That was a fight of the year contender. That was pretty cool. Back and forth action. There was a knockdown in there as well. Where does Ben Hussein go from here? Some big opportunities for him. He's been calling out some guys. So, but yeah, all in all, I thought it was a good night of fights. A good atmosphere in there. First fight I've been to at the Pavilion. But I'm curious to see how this new deal goes with Matchroom and whether there's any competitive tension between Matchroom and No Limit Boxing, and what we see there. But for me, decent week. Let me know what you think of the coverage this week. Ash was over in Perth for half the week, so didn't really do many, long form interviews, but still got some content out there. And check out the UFC coverage this week. Jack Della Maddalena versus Carlos Prats. And then we're off to Newcastle on the weekend. Nikita Tszyu, Oscar Diaz. Check that one out. As well, Callum Peters, a mad fight on there as well. But massive news the last few weeks. Tszyu-Jeff, Fenech. Let me know what you think of that partnership. Jeff Fenech, Australian boxing legend, a global boxing legend, pairs up with Tszyu, who's a former world champion, face of Australian boxing here in Australia. So Fenech-Tszyu partnership is powerful, and can Jeff Fenech resurrect Tszyu's career and take him back to the top? Exciting times, so keep an eye out on that. Plenty of reaction to that over the last few days, so we wish them all the best. What else we got? We've got the Tszyu feud, Nikita Tszyu and Tszyu. My mate Brendan, he came out yesterday and he actually said that they should fight in the ring, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, let me know what you think of that, and we'll see you next week.